What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I keep buying AMC. I like AMC. I love what the company's doing. I've talked about all the reasons as to why I decided to invest into this, why I decided to be a big part of it, why I decided to still hold it after it hit its all-time high that we've ever seen for AMC. Well, I guess not all-time high because it has been higher in the past, but we have seen, these high levels that it's been to, which is absolutely massive to see it get to, right? Because of all the things that are going on with, hedge funds and them excessively shorting positions, excessively shorting and not believing in companies. And when they don't believe in it, they try and double down on that disbelief and they will just short the heck out of it until it goes bankrupt, right? And they did it with Toys R Us. They did it with other companies as well. That for some reason is drawing just a blank in my head. But I know that they've done it in plenty of occasions, plenty of situations, and we've seen two with GameStop and AMC, where they tried to short it to hell and they couldn't actually follow through with that because of retail traders. We believe in these projects, we believe in these businesses, and the reason why I say they are a project is because from 2020 and not being able to have ticket sales and still having to pay bills and whatnot, that's an issue, right? You still have to go through that and survive as a business while going through that mess. And AMC and GameStop were able to get through it. GameStop, I guess, didn't have to close, which I honestly didn't know the reason why they didn't close. And I guess they were labeled as like essential or frontline workers or something like that because they sold like computer mouses. So obviously you need to have access to that. But they weren't closed, so you still had people that were working and still had some revenue that was going through the door, but not much because I mean it's GameStop. People buy their games on the actual devices now. They don't typically buy them in store anymore or wait in line. They just download them. That's how it's always been, or that's how it has been in the more modern era of gaming. But when it comes to AMC, I want to talk about why, and I know this is a long-winded way to get to it. I want to talk about why I believe that AMC is closer to 100K per share than it's ever been before. And I know people will say 100K per share is ridiculous. I agree. It is ridiculous, but then when you factor in a lot of things that we don't know and we do know, you start to kind of see that vision, right? So I'll explain why it's closer and why I believe that where we are now, unless we see some like more dilution, we could potentially see this hit those levels. So guys, if you could hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. If you like the AMC content, feel free to let me know. We can do, daily updates on exactly where I am as well as what the price has done, because today we hit maybe a significant point for, the last couple of months or so. And yeah, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and dive into the content really quick. If we take a look at AMC right now, it's currently at $4.82. It is up 0.42% on the day. If we are looking at the volume for today is about 10 million shares worth of volume. Typical volume, trying to look for average volume because I know it's shifted around on me a little bit. I typically have this over here. Average volume is around 17 million, so it's lower than the average volume, but you are seeing more buys than sells there, more buys than sells in shorts. But we're currently sitting at a $4.83 price, again up just about 0.5%, and the movement has been pretty flat, right? You could see that obviously being down or being slightly up, but up plus or minus 1%, right? It's flat. We've seen it grow today and hit maybe a significant point that we haven't seen in a little bit, which is $5, getting up to $5.04, which it did decrease down to here, ended up falling down to a level of $4.78. I wonder what, options are going through, what strike prices are going to be hit on Friday, but we do have the fact that this has increased all the way up to about $4.93, and now it kind of hovers between this area. It is slowly starting to creep back down, which means it could create a double bottom or even break through that bottom there. I would imagine we would see it bounce, but That's what we have been seeing. It was consistent for a while, and then it just completely fell off of a cliff, breaking below the 200 EMA. At some points, it was actually just hovering around that 200 EMA, seeing a bounce, seeing a little bit of a decrease and a break through that 200 EMA multiple times, and then after going above and below, and finally breaking out above this point, it really resisted around this spot, which is a significant level from before earlier in the day, and then ended up decreasing down, breaking through the 200 EMA at aggressive level, falling down below here. And again, we could see a double bounce here. The market is not closed as of the time of recording. By the time you guys watch this, it will be officially closed. But who really knows exactly where that's going to be? We can go through all of these scenarios in our head, but it's not 100% confirmed, especially with these hedge funds and the way that they really roll. Now, if you look at how much I do have, I have $500 or not $500. I have 500 shares of AMC at a cost basis of $59. I believe it's actually a lower cost basis than that, but they have it at $59. So I'll let it be what they say it's going to be. But that would get me to about $29,000, which is way over the amount that I put into it. So I don't know why that would be my cost basis, but they have it there. So I believe I only have, if I look at what my profit is or what my loss is right now, it should be somewhere around a couple thousands of dollars. So I really should have a very low cost basis right now, comparable to where we are. But whatever. I'll take what their cost basis is. If I get up to that point, then I end up making an extra, $25,000. So I'll take that any day of the week as my normal level. But either way, we're sitting at about 500 shares. Now, on to the explanation as to why I believe this may be closer to $100,000 per share than you think. Now, we understand the shorting portion of this. We understand that this has been shorted as much as possible, right? This has been shorted like crazy. And when we look at the different information here, the reason why I say this is closer to $100,000 is because you've had the reverse split. The reverse split gives you a higher price potential that you can get to. It also should split it to where your price is higher. So like when they ended up splitting, it was at a value, I believe it was around, I wanted to say it was $10. I think it was $2 that it was down there. And then you had the reverse split, which was a 10-to-1, which would bring it up to $20, meaning that all history would also shift as well. So if you look at some of these historic prices, you're going to see $393. So it's more of like, I'm trying to think of the words to use for this. It's more of a technicality, right? Rather than it just going from where it was at $2 up to $100,000 or $500,000, like people say. It's going from these levels or $20, or technically the high point would have been $393 up to that level. So we are closer to getting to that $100,000 level as we possibly could be because of the reverse split. Now, the dilution does factor into what the price is currently. So maybe we're a little bit farther away than where we were at the beginning of this split. But still, seeing that possibility of getting up to those levels and what that market cap was, it's not an insane market cap to be up at that level. Not for AMC anyways. And it could be worth so much more if they kind of get all of their stuff together, all of their ducks in a row. And if we understand this portion of it, getting to the high point, which wasn't really the squeeze to begin with, it was like a portion of it, and then it got kind of knocked back down. But you look at this at a $390 or let's say $400 price point, and then you factor in the shorts, the heavy shorts that are into it, the information that's behind the scenes that we don't necessarily see. It's just compounding, right? Compounding on why it should be aggressively positive. But I'm very bullish on AMC. Am I sitting here pushing for the ridiculous level of $100,000 per share? I don't need to, right? Because if it gets to $100,000 per share, then I have a massive amount. Adding 2 zeros to what I would have there, what I have to the 500, shares, it's crazy with how much or the price that I would end up being at, the balance that I would end up being at. So I'm not pushing for that, but I am pushing for hedge funds to get what they deserve, which is to for them to either go bankrupt or for them to lose a hell of a lot and learn their lesson, which I feel like they learned their lesson a little bit, maybe with GameStop, but not enough. I feel like there's still people that think they're too powerful to fail. And I don't want them to fail really because then the entire market struggles. But I also want them to learn their lesson. So where do we sit? What do we do? So I think AMC is definitely in a decent spot. It's great to see it up to $5 again. I just want to see this grow a lot more, get to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100, and it will get there with where we stand, with how many shares are available or outstanding, and where the current market cap is. I think it should be worth a lot more. Current market cap's at $1.2 billion, and I think AMC should be worth a lot more than that. If we even look at the financial statements and how much they make in revenue, you understand what that is, and that's sitting around $5 to $6 billion. So, 6 times this amount, 5 to 6 times this amount should be the play. Right. So anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this video. If you want me to cover AMC more and go over some breakdowns of, technical analysis or whatever you want to see, feel free to let me know and I will go ahead and do that. But love AMC. I like the stock and I'm ready for this to absolutely fly. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.